Well, at the moment I've had a meeting with my command team and we've had a debrief of the incident in question. There have been a number of actions, and as a result of those actions we will have a better understanding of what happened on the night in question. So there'll be a lot of learning for us, and there will be a lot of understanding of what happened.
The reality is that socialising is becoming a problem. You say the police is struggling to engage with people after they've had a few drinks.
That's correct. So we're doing a lot of engagement and encouragement and explaining to people about what the regulations are. But what we're finding is that extra difficulty in being able to communicate with people when they've had one too many drinks. And this is prevalent on Friday nights.
So if engagement isn't really working, you could excuse accusations that the police was perhaps slightly heavy-handed.
To tell you the truth, I haven't seen any heavy-handedness of any of my officers on the night in question, but obviously that's subject to any review or any of the actions that come out of our debrief. Certainly what our officers did on the night in question was to ensure that the regulations were being adhered to, and it's not easy for our officers. It's very difficult because we are policing something that is very much against what people are used to doing, but people have to understand that this is a pandemic and it's affecting people's lives, and the Royal Gibraltar Police is there to enforce the regulations.
A reminder of those regulations, because Chatham is actually on a public highway, so after 11 o'clock at night people can't actually be drinking there on the roads.
That's correct. So what people have to understand is that there is a number of regulations, and it's very difficult to go into all of them. But pertinent to this incident is that people have to understand that when they leave Chatham Counterguard and the precincts of that area after 1 o'clock, that becomes a public place. Now, way before that, at 11 o'clock, any public place in Gibraltar, people are prohibited to be drinking alcohol in those areas. And exactly the same happens to Chatham. So what we're asking our people to do is that, when you go to Chatham in particular, you need to finish your drinks and move out of that area without drinking any alcohol.
You say the debrief included the effects of a cameraman being there. What was found on this?
Well, obviously we understand that some people were upset with a cameraman being at this location. This cameraman is doing some filming for the Royal Gibraltar Police as part of a big production on behalf of the Royal Gibraltar Police and policing Gibraltar. It has been very, very successful so far. The cameraman has been with us for a good part of 3 to 4 weeks and has been filming different operational events. And we haven't had any issues whatsoever with regards to this cameraman filming. What people have to understand is on that night in question, there was the cameraman, but other people were also filming the events with their mobile phones. Hence, so much footage was going on social media during the weekend. So we can't really blame the cameraman for being there. People have to be accountable for their actions, and if people are under the influence of drink, they need to make sure that they control their behaviour.
Well, the reality is that we are in a pandemic and that numbers are on the increase. The Chief Minister is announcing restrictions tomorrow. What would you like to see happen? Would you like to see some sort of curfew?
The Royal Gibraltar Police will have to work very closely with Her Majesty's Government of Gibraltar. Trust me, this is a very difficult time for the Chief Minister, his cabinet and everyone else to try and police this pandemic. It's not easy, but we will do absolutely everything to protect our people, to protect the over 70s. The Chief Minister has come out time and time again. We need to protect the over 70s and those people who are vulnerable. And this is what we're trying to do. We've been successful so far. The virus is elevating in the community, and we need to maybe step up how we interact with one another, and social distancing is becoming a bit of a challenge. People are becoming complacent, and the last thing that I want to do with my force is enforcement. It's the last thing that I want to do.